Okay. I definitely didn't just do this whole thing and not have my mic recording, because that would be really, really silly and stupid, and I would never do that. Okay, now that we've got that disclaimer out of the way. Okay, good job amping speed out of spawn. Cool, cool. Scouting here is fine. You see the Brig, you see the McCree. You probably leave here. I would have shot at him a little bit before you left, but it's fine. I would be shooting right here. You should be probably shooting down the hallway, going for damage there. Still should probably be shooting. You haven't shot yet. Okay, there are your first shots of the fight. So you should have been shooting down this hallway a lot more than you were a lot earlier. Doesn't really matter who you're shooting at. You just aim for a corner, somebody in the back line. If you don't see anybody, shoot the shield. That's fine. But you should be shooting. Especially just like get some damage out. Shield damage is fine if you can't hit anything else. I do see your Genji is looking at the right here. You do also hear people on your right. The Junkrat and the McCree are over here. Your Genji is about to get on one of them. You should probably help him. So I would be looking for your Genji is about to dive. You should probably go with him. So your Genji did go in onto the McCree. I definitely would go in here. He's half. You can probably kill him. You could have booped the McCree back into the room with your Genji. He almost definitely would have died. That being said, almost definitely is not actually the case because they do have healers here. They could have healed him. But he would have been a lot more out of position. Like if you'd booped him back in right here, he would have still been like right here. And backing up, and if your team walked up a little bit, your Sig could hit him, you're hitting him, Genji's hitting him. He is getting healed by a Brig. I think he still might die there. So definitely either way, regardless, you go in there and you boop him back in, would have been the play. The Brig is now walking in there, so now the Brig is in there, you can still go in there with the Genji and help 1v1 there. You do go in, so here when you are amping, this is decent amp, since your Genji's a little weak, but I might have waited a little bit, but it's fine. Decent amp. So here, I know usually when I've told you in the past, like you want to be like this, you want your DPS on one side and you're on the other, right? That's how you usually want to be positioned when you're diving somebody, so they can't look at you both. You can hit them without them looking at you, without taking damage. It's less risk on your part, so that's good. That being said, in this particular instance, I think I would probably hit her from behind at the beginning. So like you would do one burst of damage in a melee from behind, jump on the wall, boop her back this way direction. And the reason why is because she's trying to go this way to get back to her team. Because she's like, oh, my spawn is this way, I should back up this direction. Their team is also holding S just a little bit, so I think she wants to go this way, whereas this way, you'd be booping her towards your team. So I think that's good for you. So you probably want to hit her with one burst in a melee, hop on the wall, boop her this way, so she can't get out as easily, is what I would probably do here. So you do boop her out here. That does kind of help her escape. That being said, the McCree came to assist anyways, so not the end of the world. It became a 2v2, but if you did boop her back towards you, you would have had a better chance of killing her. She is half, and if you'd booped her back in when she's half, she might just die. So would have been a good idea to do it there. Backing off once the McCree came was the right play. He does have his bomb, which you should be very wary of. See this Junkrat here? He is very alone in the back. He's kind of doing his own thing. Their whole team is up here. Nobody's looking at him. Both their healers are up here looking this way direction. This guy's up here looking this way direction. He is all alone in the world back here. So you should be going on him right now. You can definitely win this. He's even a little bit weak. So the only thing you really got to look out for is the trap. So I would probably come up this way and either push him from this direction and boop him further away from his team. You can also go this way, come around here, and just try and boop him back this way. Whatever, but you should be on the wall just in case there's a trap hiding around this corner or something silly. But you should be on the wall, and you should definitely take this fight. You can definitely 1v1 him here. So you got him even weaker there, and now you're leaving. The world may never know why. Their Brig is dead, so you're now up 1. It's pretty good. So right here, you should definitely be saying to your team, we're up one, push in, push in. They're all pretty weak, so you'd be speeding in right now, even if your team isn't going in. So even if you're not calming at all right now, you should still be speeding because your Genji's going in. So you should still be speeding in to go and help your Genji. So he's on the McCree right now. The Ana's half. So either of these targets are fine. So I'd probably go for the McCree because that's who your Genji's looking at. So you just want to help your Genji finish him and get to the next target. That's fine. Alternatively, go for the Ana. She's the next best target. But I'd probably go for the McCree first just because your Genji is on the wrong target, basically. Your Genji should be on the Ana. If your Genji was on the Ana, then you definitely go for the Ana and kill her first. But as it is, you probably want to help your Genji get the dash reset so he can continue to do work. So I'd help him on the Kree. Okay, going for the Ana there is still a good call. Genji died a horrible, painful death to the Kree. Ana's dead. Kree can definitely die here. I would just... Okay, you can also definitely die here. Good job backing off after you got headshot. You should still be speeding in though. Still be helping your team. There's a trap that you just went right over. I probably would have destroyed that. You can maybe catch the rat here. Just kidding, lol. Okay, so the rat is in Narnia. I'd back up, regroup with your team a little bit, heal them up once they're full, which they now are. I would destroy that trap you went over a second time, this one right here. If somebody does get trapped by that Junkrat that got away, he's spamming over directly. He's trying to hit his trap right now with his mines, is what he's trying to do. If you walk into it, he can kill you. It's very bad. Any of your brainlit teammates could step on that at any moment and kill themselves. So just destroy it when you see it. No reason to risk it, even if you want the biscuit. So instead, I would destroy the trap. Your team is fine on health now. I wouldn't be pushing the cart. I would be like, okay, my Genji, he's coming back from spawn. I probably want to move up and take some space, poke a little bit, get your ult. So I would be moving up here. Might be a good play, this right here. Alternatively, you see this Brig right here? She is pushing up. You can boop her off this high ground and make her feed. That would be very good. So either you go up here and you come up and you peek over here and you boop her off the high ground. She feeds. That is a little dangerous, but it's not that dangerous. It's actually a pretty quick peek. You would just hop over the wall right here, boop, bam, boop her off, and you're off. It's pretty quick. So you probably wouldn't get slept or something silly like that. Their team is still mostly respawning, so she's kind of too far up here. You can boop her down and kill her. Alternatively, you go up here and you just spam this way direction and try to get some ult charge, maybe kill the Brig, maybe you bait her into chasing around this corner, and then you can fight her over here. Your Genji will be back, you can dive her together. That might be good. That being said, as it is, you're on the cart. I don't think that's the right play. I think you should be getting an angle for the next fight. So this angle's not really great. There's like, even if you get over this wall, like you know their spawn is directly to the right here, like you're just going to be standing in the open. It's not really helpful. It could be if you got up here maybe, but like that's a little questionable. They have a Junkrat, they're going to spam you out. They have McCree, they're just going to try and make you leave, and they will, and they won't really lose anything for doing it. It's just unnecessary risk. So I would just probably go to the left here. Huge boop coming out here, huge boop. Okay, so once again, you want to be not on low ground, you want to be on the high ground. Top left is probably where you want to be now. You could once again go for a boop on somebody, boop them down, it would be good. Your Genji is going up here, I would go up here to assist. So you see two healers here, the Brig is here. The Brig boops, or not boops, she uses her stun here. By stun I mean her other boop that they used to be a stun. Whatever, her movement ability, right? She uses that. That's kind of like McCree's roll. Like if McCree rolls in here, he fucking explodes, right? So she did the same thing. She can definitely die here. The Ana's not looking at her, she's turned away. She might not react in time, so you can maybe get this kill on the Brig. So definitely help your Genji here. You hit her to half. The McCree used his stun. The Brig is dead. That's good. Really good assist on there on the Brig. Now that your Genji has murdered somebody, you've murdered one, you want to get your team to go in. That's a little aggressive. Okay, I love this wonderful noise this thing makes anytime I do anything. Why are we this far back? Thank you, game. Okay. Okay, so that you pressing W there, there's a pretty fine line between okay and not okay. So you're good if you can get out before you get like 2-tapped, basically. So here you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. 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 Still good. Danger. 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 So once you're here, you've like kind of committed. Like you're in the air, like jumping towards them. And they're walking towards you, and there's now 3 of them, and your Genji's like, okay, bye. Like he's in the wind. All right. So that was a really good kill on the Brig. You want to be very careful of continuing to go in here. Just reset, let your Genji get his cooldowns, let your team push up. You're up 1. Now your objective here is not to die. If they had a Mercy, maybe you would both stick around and try to deny the res, or even then you'd probably leave, wait for the res, and then come in behind her and like boop her out of range of it or something. But right here, it's like once you pass this line right here, you're in danger with the McCree here. So you're in danger. I realize there's a health pack here, still kind of in danger. That does help the situation. So right here, now that you're like the trajectory of this jump, you're gonna land like here. Like that is too far forward. So if you right at this exact moment start holding S and instead land here, like on the health pack, take some damage, get the health pack, and then leave, maybe you're okay. If not, this is not going well for you. You are dead. He did 3-tap you. You could have got out, but I think you had trouble changing directions there because you leaped forward. It was basically just the leap forward that killed you. So just be really careful about jumping towards the enemy when you might have to get out at any second. Jump more like side to side, stuff like that. Also, just jumping towards people makes it a lot easier to hit you because you're traveling in a straight line towards them. They don't have to really aim. They just kind of look in your general direction. So you did just lose your Genji. Your Genji's dead. Their Junkrat's dead. Winnable fight, but not easily. Good coming here to peel for your Ana. I would probably stick with the Ana here. You saw her being chased around by the Lucio. She's still being murdered. She's still half HP, so I would definitely... Okay, she just naded herself, but the point is your Ana is still being dove. So definitely still help out your Ana. Going on the Sig here it's whatever. Like, it's kind of fine. Good job punching during his ability there, but you want to be helping your Ana here. She's back to half HP again. She's already used her nade. She's in trouble. She needs your help. Your Ana now got murdered. You definitely could have stopped that. So you're now down on Ana. You traded your Ana for their Sig. Honestly, their Sig was dead regardless. Your Sig was full. Theirs was 1 HP. He wins that. He doesn't need you to help. If your Ana was fine, it's good to help your Sig kill him anyways, just to kill him faster. But your Ana needed your help there. You saw her getting dove. You came to save her, and then you immediately left. So should have stayed on the Ana there. The McCree, once you see that the McCree's naded here, he's naded by their Ana. He is no longer realistically killable. There's 2 healers here, Lucio and Ana, and he's heal boosted. He's not going to die. However, the Ana's used her nade. You can now dive the Ana. If their Lucio does not peel for her, and what Lucio would ever not peel for their Ana, ridiculous, she can die. So, and she's also standing by this door here. So you could maybe boop her in here and isolate her a little bit from her team and maybe kill her. So what I would try to do, you know she has no nade, so I'd come up here, I would hit this wall, I'd like jump around her as I'm shooting her, and then try and boop her into this room as you're doing it. But you want to boop her into the room and then go past her and grab the health pack and then start murdering her, right? You just don't want her to be able to get the health pack, but you do want to boop her into the room so she goes, oh, I want the health pack, and then you swipe it, right? But regardless, you should be getting on her, and the main reason is she just used her nade. Okay, your Sig has used his ult here. This is winnable, maybe, but your Sig is pretty weak. It's not going to be easy, so they ulted 2 people. They ulted the Echo, and they ulted the Ana. So you definitely want to go for the Ana here, because she used her nade. The nade will be back soonish, but regardless, you still want to go on the Ana. You can get a good bit of damage on her when she falls out of the sky here. It's going to do a lot of damage to her. She's already a little weak. You basically don't need to even do that much, but you should definitely be able to kill the Ana here. So you should be going for her. Okay, so Echo is not a terrible target to go for it, but not as good as the Ana, but not terrible. However, I think you were like really focused on like, ooh, I can boop them off here. Yeah, you can, but she flies. If that was a McCree, that might have been good. That being said, they're going to take a lot of damage. You do decent damage. You could have just killed her with your left click. So when she drops here out of the sky, all you do is boop. Boom. She has 55 HP, something like that. 51, whatever. She has. Why does her health look so much lower on this? Whatever. The point is, she has barely over 50 HP. Okay, now it looks lower. It updated. Okay. The point is, she has 50 HP. You booped her. Boop does 25 damage. Okay. If you just booped and meleeed her, or one shot from your gun and booped her and meleeed her or whatever, she's dead. And it's very, very easy to hit the one shot because they can barely move after they land. Like, they're basically stationary for a second. So you can usually get all three and a boop and a melee. She has 50 HP. She needs a boop and a melee to die. So you just booped her. You could have definitely killed her. Even though you didn't go on the Ana, who was the correct target to go on in my opinion, you definitely could have secured this kill if you just booped and meleeed, or even just left-clicked and booped, or anything. Anything other than just a boop. She's dead. So, that being said, I would have gone on the Ana. She used her nade again. She is half HP again. The Ana was in the same situation, by the way. She was in the same amount of HP. So look at the Ana's health bar here. So the Ana is at the same amount of HP. She's at like, 54 or something. Same thing here. Boop melee. She's dead. So you should be getting on one of the two. But either one that you got on should have died here if you did the engage correctly. But the Ana was probably the better target. You can still kill her here, maybe. She's 1 HP again. She got the health back. You're dead. Cool. You could have beaten that to win the fight, probably. It was winnable. I don't know if it was worth it because your Ana was already dead. However, was winnable with your beat. And even without the beat, it might have been winnable if you'd secured the kill on the Ana. Or the Echo. Either one would have been good, but probably the Ana would have been better. Pushing up this direction is fine. Helping your soldier who's taking splash damage is decent. Doing shield damage, cool. So you saw the McCree pass over to the right here. You can also just hear him over there. So I wouldn't be going over there because that's a McCree and he's very scary. So now you're in really deep here. That was the biggest feat of your life. So you're like going over here is okay. Like supporting your sig, you're like right here on this corner, you're fine. The instant you pass this corner, you are feeding your brains out. Alright? Because this is the beginning of the fight, which means that everybody on their team probably has their cooldowns, you can usually assume. So that means McCree has his bomb. Unless you're really lucky in this case, which he does not have his bomb. Because he just uses it on your sig. But unless you did know that, which I'm not sure if you did, jumping in here, you should die. Even without the bomb, you should probably die there. But maybe not. But this is very, very dangerous. You're pushing both DPS directly from the front. And also, what did that boop accomplish? Other than risking death? Not really much. 25 damage to each? Cool. Not really that helpful. So, like, you don't risk your life for 50 damage. So, if you're going to push them, you want to push them from the side. You probably would just want to avoid them altogether if you can. So I probably would have gone on to the left side here, the back line with the supports. Hey, look, an Ana that's 50 HP, boop melee, kill, would be cool. But you don't push the DPS that might have cooldowns, probably have cooldowns, and you definitely don't push them from the front. Okay, decent amp of speed. I wouldn't have peeked again there so soon. Okay, that was a really good beat though, so that was really good. Your whole team was critical, a good beat. Now if you wanted to go into the McCree, I think it's fine. but you want to do it immediately. You want to do it while you still have 800, 750 HP. So you're here on the Sigma. You wasted a lot of time on the Sigma there. You don't have a lot of time with your ult having shit tons of health. So if you're going to go on the McCree, because he is over here kind of alone, then you can do it now. That being said, I still think you should be on the Ana or the Echo, who is one. Anyone who is weak would be good right now over the McCree. The worst target, though, is the Sigma. Even though he's antied right now, he wasn't a second ago when you were fighting him. He was not anti, but now he is. He would be a decent target. But basically, once he became a good target, now that he's antied, you're in the wind. You're fighting the McCree. But you should have been on the McCree or the Ana or the Echo or anybody but him first. If your Ana was like, oh, he's anti, then you get on him. But at the beginning, you want to find somebody and you want to bully the hell out of them while you have your ult. And that person should not be the tank. So going on the McCree here is fine. You do get stuck there and you do die. Okay. But so you want to do that a little earlier when you still have HP to tank that stick that you know he has. So because he didn't have it last time you pushed him, by some act of God, he did not have it. It's been like 6 seconds. You know he has it this time because you've been right next to him the whole time he hasn't used it. So if you're pushing him again, you did use beat, so yeah, you can push him. But make sure you do it immediately while you still have shit tons of HP. And that was why you died there. Your team did get 2 in response. Your beat was still good. Your team does still win this fight. And by win this fight, I mean your tank is now dead, which I see that you see, and you're now waiting for him, which is good because your team just killed all of them. So they are now all dead, so there's not really a whole lot for you to do here, aside from speed him back, so that is good. But that being said, yeah, that fight, you won that fight because of your beat, but you could have won it a lot more handily and with less risk if you had got on the right targets after your beat. So now you're down 1, your team is backing up, their team's going in, you're still down. It's like your team's leaving. You're now completely alone, you're really split. You should not be going in here. Like, so now your Sig is here, your team's, they're leaving. So now you're really split. All they have to do is run into either of you and you might die. So just be careful. You need to back up here. You're waiting for your Sojourn. You just want to back up here. It's not a good, you're not going to take this fight. So now that they all see you, they also have a Lucio. They're going to run at him. So you should be telling him to back off. I don't know if you are. It looks like you're like, we should leave. And I agree. You should be communicating this to your Sigma. Say Sig, back up. And you should be saying that while speeding him back. Okay, he is now Giga dead. Max to the extreme. Definitely speed your Ana out of here. Keep speeding. You want to go back in and boop him out. You should still be speeding. Pro should now swap to heals there. You want to get her out of here. Okay, this is not really a good peak here. You should still be leaving and backing up and helping your Sig come back from spawn probably. This is a little too aggressive. Because yeah, if anybody other than McCree hit you there, you would have died. Way too aggressive here still. I realize you're trying to like stop the cart. Okay, there's McCree, you're dead. So just too aggressive there. Too aggressive. And if you did know the McCree was there or their team's pushing up, definitely don't push him. You need to respect him. But this is another time when you're starting the fight, you know their team has their cooldowns because you're just starting the fight. So you do not push into their front line. Like, we're playing Genjio here, we're not playing Tankio, okay? So you should be going and speeding this guy back. You should not be trying to stall the cart 1v5. So regroup a little bit. If you're going to go in, you go in on the left. You don't walk in front of them. So if there's a team and they're walking in front of you from left to right, if you challenge them on the right, you're standing in front of their whole team because they're all walking this direction. Now you're standing in front of everyone and they're all shooting at you. If you challenge on the left, there's one target, or there is one target and they're not looking at you. So as a general rule, whatever direction their team is going, you want to hit whoever's in the back of the group. You don't want to hit whoever's in the front of the group, in this case McCree, because whoever's in the front of the group, they probably want to see somebody because they're probably a character that's good at meeting people in the front of the group and like murdering people close range, like a McCree. So you don't want to be there. You want to hit the people in the back. So either way, you don't want to be contesting the card there. You just regroup, and your team can go in. So your soldier popped off. He murdered somebody. Their Sig got stunned out of his ult. Very tragic. Your Sig used his ult. Your soldier used his ult. Your soldier kills 3. You lost 2. Your team Giga wins this fight. It's over. You should probably help kill the Lucio instead of just running past him there. You are getting on him now, but it's a little late. You can still catch him here. Unlucky. If your ramp over the wall there was a little better, you probably would have caught him. Here, chasing him still fine. Right here, I would not be chasing him anymore because his teammates are coming back from spawn. Probably a little dangerous. I'd probably turn back around now. He's dead. Cool. So now you're giga feeding now that you're in this room. Going into this room was the big mistake. So you're probably like, he's in the wind. He's probably getting out. Or at the very least, you're not going to be the one to catch him around here. Once you made it to here, you should definitely be leaving. Once you went here, this is now definitely a mistake now that you're in this room. So definitely should have left before that. You're now dead. Very dead. Okay, well, you did trade Lucio's. It's not the end of the world. Your team is also just straight up better, so you might still just win this fight. However, they're using ults, and your team doesn't really have many, so this might be difficult. Your Ana could nano that to save it, and she did not because she's very cringe. Your Ana traded back their Ana for your Sig. Okay, and you're down 3. Okay, so you're down 2, rather. You lost 3. They lost 1. This fight is lost. It's time to leave. At this point, I would see your soldier that you see through the wall. I'd go back and try and speed him out. It does look like you're going to do that. So good speed. Lucio is making the same mistake you made, following people into a tiny room at a man disadvantage. So you can boop him back in here, make it so he can't leave. He is now giga dead. Cool. Soldier's teabagging because he's got no respect. Probably want to speed your team back here is good because you're up 1. You want to make sure you can regroup and start this fight when you still have a man advantage. That's good. You want to help him here. That was a really good amp of heal. It actually did keep your soldier alive. So that was good. Your team is up 2. You should be going in here right now. You just heard the McCree use his bomb, so you want to go in. Your team is up 2 still, or up 1 rather, because you just traded 1 back. Booping the McCree in there would have been pretty good, but he already used his bomb, so it is really good to get in on him here. You see the Ana right there used her nade, so right here, right after you kill the McCree, the Ana was taking damage from your soldier, so she didn't have full HP. So you see the Ana right there, she used her nade, so you could see her health. I'm blind. So you saw the Ana use her nade. And you see her health is glowing right here, which means that she used her nade. So you, as Lucio, you're smelling blood in the water now. You're up, you killed the McCree, so you're up 2 now, because you killed the McCree in the Echo. And you see the Ana has used her ability and she's half HP. So now you should be probably just even amping speed and hauling ass onto this Ana and murdering her in the face. Probably would have amped speed there to help your team catch up with them as well. I hope this isn't a repeat of the Lucio. Okay, it's the worst beat I've seen in my entire life. So that's like literally borderline a throw. I don't actually know what he was thinking there. But cool, good for you. You got an ult down, big defensive ult down, and a pick. I think maybe he was like trying to style on you, have the Lucio 1v1, and then realized it wasn't a 1v1, it was a 1v4, and then died painfully and horribly. Okay, so anyways, the next fight is happening. Their team's coming back. They're currently down 1 basically because your Sig's coming back, but their Lucio's down. You're kind of even. But what you can do here is the same thing I said when the Brig was up here. You could boop them off this high ground. So you could go up here, and you could boop the Zarya down. That would be good. Or you can boop the Bastion down. That would be good. And yeah, okay. So you could do either of those things. That'd be pretty good here. Just like it was last time when I said you could boop the Brig down. It does look like you're going for it here. Yep, you boop the Bastion down. That's really good. Amp heal is good there. I like the amp. I might have beated there, but probably not because you're already up 2. So That was good. That was a really good boop. Now that the Zarya is nanoed, you probably want to get the French toast out of here and make sure that you're not going to die. They did die. There's Junkrat in here, so definitely don't push that. The Junkrat died, and you did find that trap with your face, which is unfortunate. So definitely heal your Ana up here. Make sure you get her to full. You're kind of running away from her. She is full, though, so cool. Your soldier's up high ground, not a good idea. Probably got to back off there. Okay, so here you can go for somebody on the back line or go for another boop, depending how they're trying to play this. So if they're trying to play on the high ground, you want to boop somebody down. If all of them are dropping from the high ground, you want to boop somebody to keep them up there and 1v1 them. Looks like they're staying on the high ground, so I like this flank on the back. So you see this Bastion. My immediate reaction here would be that I think I can 1v1 this Bastion. And that would be because I can't see through walls and see this Moira right here, right? So my immediate reaction, if I was you here, would be I can 1v1 this Bastion. So what I would do is I would shoot at him a little bit, get him to use his ability, which it looks like he already has used because you're the best at baiting abilities ever. Yep, so he's about to use his ability here. I think he's literally... Yep, so cool. You baited him to use his ability, right? So I would shoot him a little bit, get him to use his ability, and then I would back up and murder him in the face after his ability is expired. Because I think you can... It's pretty good for you to 1v1 in anyone if you bait an ability, but I think you can 1v1 Bastions pretty consistently as Lucio if you bait out his ability. So I think you can do that there. That being said, that's because I wouldn't have seen the Moira and known she was there. But after I did see the Moira, I probably would have left or waited for her to leave. So here, I would have been like, cool, I can 1v1 the Bastion. And then I would have seen the Moira healing him, and I would have been like, maybe not. But you did good here getting past him and not really getting drawn into this. You did bait the ability, and then you're out, and he doesn't really get any value from that. However, your Ana is now dead as fuck. Would have been good to help her, but that's kind of on her for feeding. But because she died really quick there. So I think you were actually playing well there. Your Ana, you weren't in time to save her, but it's not always your fault. Here, I think you're good. That was an okay amp, but I don't think it's that good because your Sig is currently full HP basically, and your soldier's running away all the way over there, so you're not healing him. So the only people that are getting any benefit from that is you, your Sig, and your Bastion, all of which are basically full HP right now. So I would have waited a little bit on that. Wait for them to take a little bit of damage and then do it. So still winnable here with your beat. Your Ana is dead, which is unfortunate, but definitely winnable. Anyways, so your Bastion gets their Bastion. Cool. Now would have been a good time to amp, I think, now that your Sig has taken some damage here and your Bastion's pretty weak. I probably would peek back around the corner to heal your Bastion, maybe even beat, because you got a pick. So here you're good. Okay, I lied. So you're good. You're good. A little early on the amp, but you're good. Probably would have beat here and peek your Bastion who's on the left critical, but you're good. Good. Should be on the wall here, but you're good. Good. Okay, danger. Feeding. Like, right. Even a little earlier than that. I should have said danger 1 frame earlier. So yeah, good. Good. Danger. Feeding. Dead. So not like if you're gonna push them like that, you want to basically just run through them from behind, not the front, and hit them and then boop them and then like you're out. Like you don't want to just like run straight into them like that. Playing Tankio. Okay, so that's a wall. Cool. We learned that. So your Bastion's now full, your soldier's in behind them. You could definitely go in behind and help the soldier. Alternatively, you can regroup with your team and go in from the front. Either one's fine. I probably would have gone with the soldier, play some Genjio, it's fine. Your Sig uses ult here, so you want to go in and get some damage. Probably not on the Zarya, because it's a Zarya. But if there's no other targets, that's fine. You can't see the Junkrat here, so it's fine if you get on the Zarya. I don't know why you're shooting at him. Definitely should be going for the people that were ulted. You hear the Junkrat to your right now, so you should probably... Yep, you turn. So Junkrat is the target you want to get on here. So now you're behind him. So you can definitely kill him here. So a lot of the time when Junkrat is not looking at you, what you want to be thinking is like, okay, I don't want to push Junkrat from the front. I'll get trapped. I'll get left click and pancaked in the face. He'll put some maple syrup on it. It won't be a good time for anyone, right? So nobody likes being covered in maple syrup. It's all sticky. So instead, you want to get behind him, and you can, from behind, you can hit him with a good burst of damage and a melee and a boop or something, and then get out of there. You don't want to just continue to fight him from behind, but you can get a good bit of damage on him from behind before he can react, whereas you can't really close the distance safely from the front. So you do want to try and get behind him here and kill him. That being said, he is probably very dead here, and now he is actually very dead. So now you probably want to get on the Moira or the Zarya. Moira's fine. You went to get on the Moira, which is good. You did get grabbed here. I do not like this beat. Is not good at all. So you killed the Junkrat. Why did it go away? It's fuck you. So you killed the Junkrat. Zarya's 1. Moira's half. It's literally Moira and Zarya. Is it, right? Against you, Sigma, Bastion, Mercy. Okay? You are 4v2 right now. Okay? The only other person that is anywhere near you is this Bastion, and he is looking at your soldier who's in the backline, right? So your soldier is currently in a 1v2. He's just distracting him. He's not dying. He's not killing anything. You are in a 2v4. You've gotten a pick. So your Sig is about half, but over half. He's over half. You're healing him. The Mercy is pocketing him, right? Okay, he's critical. Cool. But the Mercy's pocketing him. Not only is she pocketing him, he's a Sigma. He has a shield. And he also has his kinetic grasp that he's not used this fight. He's not dying here. There's no way. There's 0 chance that he dies here. So the Sig does not need your beat to live. You're at full HP. The Zarya is not hurting you. The Bastion is not looking at you. The Moira is heal spamming, right? You're not in danger here. So what I would be doing here is I'd turn your camera just like you did so you can see the Bastion if he does peek, because that would be the only reason you might use your ult here, is if the Bastion is laying into this grab, which he's not. So I would look at the Bastion, make sure he's not peeking, try and shoot the Moira. You can maybe kill her here. And then I would stare at your HP, and I would go and you would pick a number. It depends how much damage you think you're taking, how quickly, and how many people are peeking you. Here, since there's almost nobody peeking you, I would probably pick 100 HP. And if they get you below 100 HP before the grab is halfway over, I would beat. Or if you see your HP hit 100, I'd beat. If not, you hold on to it. But you just stare at your HP and you put your finger on Q and you wait. Right? And beating immediately here, everybody's already full HP. You don't need this. There's no way. You're fine. Everybody's fine. If you beat, even if, unless everybody's already critical, you do not beat here. Because part of the thing that makes beat really good is that you can heal the health that is under the beat, right? So if you beat when your team is all weak, it gives your healers some time to heal their HP that is underneath the beat. And then they'll come out of it and they'll be full HP, which is good. If you beat when everybody is full HP, you get a lot less value because you can't heal anything. They're already full underneath the beat. So it's not as good. So it's better to have your team take some damage and then beat, and then you heal that damage, and then they take that same damage again because you healed it, right? So that's the way you get the most damage blocked with it, basically. That's how you get the most out of it. So don't beat when people are full HP, and the only person in that grab that might have needed the beat is you, and you were full as fuck. So do not beat there. I don't think that's good. They still die here. However, we've wasted a beat. Very unfortunate. They both die. Now these guys are feeding, so you can definitely go up on here and get them. I'll probably go for Kiriko first. Okay, you missed her. Cool. The Bastion's weak. You get on the Bastion. He's dead. You can Kiriko TP'd away. And by TP'd away, I mean she's dead and TP'd to spawn by dying. Okay, so cool. So you killed the Zarya, the Moira, the Bastion, and the Kiriko. So now you hear this Junkrat. You hear his loud as fuck footsteps on the right. You know he's here. So now you go, okay, there's a Junkrat. So Junkrat is coming up these stairs, you know that. So he's going to come up here. If he's a good Junkrat, here's how he approaches this. He goes up here, and he puts a trap either right here, probably right here, or like here, or something like that, or maybe on one of these windows. This is less good, a lot less good, but probably on his back is what he puts it. And then he peeks this window and he starts shooting your team, or whatever, or this window. The moral of the story is, don't peek Junkrat through a choke point. You don't peek him through a window. This one, or this one. This one's really bad, but this one either. You don't peek him through the window. He'll pancake you in the face. He's Canadian. He likes maple syrup. So, no, bad. So what you do instead, what I would do, is you go around the back here. So wall ride, you hit here, and then you crouch, right? And then you take this corner a little wide in case there's a trap on the stairs. You don't just go like this, because that's how you hit a trap. So you take the corner a little wide, and then you go up the stairs, and then you try and murder him in the back. So what I was saying earlier, you hit Junkrat in the back, you hit him with a burst of damage, boop, melee, and then leave. Right? Maybe you can kill him, but you don't like fighting Junkrat in enclosed spaces. But basically, you should be telling your team to come with you, so your soldiers should be coming with you. And then he can finish him off, but you get the fuck out. You do half the damage, and then you leave. Okay? So that's how you should approach this, I think. Because you hear him here, so you should be calling out to your team that you hear him and that you can catch him, because you just killed their whole freaking team, so you know he's completely alone. Okay, so now that he's using his ult, you know for a fact there's a Junkrat over this way direction. You know your team is this way direction. He knows your team is that. So what you draw a straight line between here and your team. It's coming out of one of these two windows. You know this. I guarantee it is coming out of one of these two windows, which makes it the worst idea in the world to peek through this window. So now that he's ulting, you definitely go back here. You don't need to crouch anymore. He's an ult. He's not going to hear you. So, or he might hear you, but whatever. It doesn't really matter as much because you know he's bringing the tire towards your team. So you just go out this way, come up here, and you just murder him. But you come up from the back. You do not peek from the direction the tire is heading, like you're about to do. Who could have possibly foreseen this? Okay, so your team is down your soldier and your mercy, and you are now back, and they are down 1. So your team is down 1. You should be pressing tab during this, so you should notice that they have a Hanzo now. They no longer have a McCree. Also earlier, I didn't point this out, but they did swap their Ana to their Moira. That's another thing you should be noticing. Oh, also they're losing to Kiriko. Okay, so good to go up there and help your soldier get out. Good to also immediately drop and get the fuck out of there. Definitely should be leaving here. Speed. Get the soldier out. Heal a little is fine. Should be going to spawn here to speed out your team so you can regroup a little bit faster. You can also not do that and stay out here. It's fine. So here. Okay, so they're all coming in from the front. It's a little dangerous here, but it's not terrible. Jamming down the hallway. I would probably be flanking from the side here, up over one of these ledges here, and I'd try to get on somebody in the back line like this Hanzo. I'd probably like come over here, hit this, and try and boop him into the corner and kill him maybe. If not, then you just run away. Going with your team is also fine, which is what you're doing. You're back a little bit far. I'd be up like 1 or 2 steps more, just so you can see, because you're really not, you can't really see anything, so take another step or 2 to the left. Now that they've used Kiriko's ult, though, this is now not a winning fight for you. So you just want to reset for a second. So now that they've used Kiriko's ult, you swap to speed and you say, okay, everyone back up, and then you go to the right room, and then everybody goes in here, and they all hide. And now if the enemy comes in here, they have to get out of Kiriko's ult, and therefore give up their damage boost and everything. to come murder your face. So I think it's best to go into this right room here. You could also maybe go across the left room, but you'd be walking across the entire duration of the ult, and also they can come right around this corner, speed boosting into you basically, and still kind of have the ult and shoot you, and it's not as good. So I'd be on the right side here. It's probably safer, but either way I would disengage from this fight just momentarily, because Zarya does hella damage during that. Getting that aggressive is really, really dangerous here. You probably should die here for this. Definitely should die here for that, actually. But I would be trying to stop the Zarya from doing quite as much damage during that, because it doubles her tick rate of her beam, and it's insane. And she has already really high charge, so I'd probably boop her away or something. But, so you're fine here. You're fine. You should be leaving. You should be speeding. Right here, it's pretty dangerous. You should not be this close. You should not be peeking this corner. If the Junkrat should be spamming it, you should immediately be dying. Okay, like definitely should be dead. Okay, your Bastion's dead. Definitely should be leaving still. Okay, you're fine by some act of God. Should be speeding back right now still. Okay, so that's actually a good engage on the Hanzo. Like I was saying earlier, you want to get on the Hanzo or somebody, whoever's like they're all walking left to right, so you want to get on whoever's in the back. This guy is right behind you, so that's exciting. And by exciting I mean terrifying. So hopefully that's not a problem, but it is a good idea to get on to people in the back like this. This is a pretty decent engage, but you do want to reset a lot earlier here. Like you kind of, like your team sat there and fought during a Curie call. You really shouldn't have. Okay. So that was a really good engage onto the Hanzo. It was pretty good. You booped him into the corner. Like booping him to this corner was good. And fighting him here and then getting back here was really good. You LOS'd the team so they couldn't really heal him. And then you finished him off, right? So that was really good. Because you LOS the team. So the two things I would say that are not as good. So one, when you were coming in here, one, you didn't see the Junkrat. That's fine. But you can't be omniscient. But when you're engaging onto somebody, anybody, but especially a sniper, so Hanzo, Widow, Ashe, whatever, even McCree, you don't want to do it from the front. And if you're doing it from the front, you definitely don't want to do it where you jump at them in a straight line like this. So you came off this wall and you jumped straight at them. You want to make sure they miss their first shot. It's even more important for snipers, but it's very important for most people. But you want to make sure they miss their first shot. So you probably don't go like this. You probably jump to the side over here, or you jump to the side over here. Like, and then you jump to boom in the corner, it's fine. Or you come from a totally different angle. You come from this direction, and you're hitting them in the side of the head. Or whatever. You don't want to go straight at them. You want to show up from a different angle. Because when you're jumping directly at them, it's a lot easier for them to hit you. But either way, that was a good kill on the Hanzo. It was a decent engage. It was a little closer than it should have been because you didn't make him miss his first shot. So if you did, that would have been pretty good. But now that you get the kill, you're back here, you get this health pack, you chill for a second, and then you leave. You did just immediately jump back out here. This is really dangerous. That goes from a pretty decent engage that paid off to a great engage that potentially carries the fight if you live here. And all you got to do is just chill in their backline for a second, heal yourself, or get the health pack, or both, and then leave. Peeking right back out here when you're 28 HP, that's a great way to do that. Either way, decent trade, and this is still in your advantage because you're a much closer spawn. You're Lucio, you get back faster than them, so still definitely in your favor, but a little dangerous. I don't think I would have amped here. The main reason why, so coming out of spawn as Lucio, you don't need the speed to get back quickly. And the only time I would amp out of spawn is when you're going to have amp back by the time you make it to the fight anyways. When the fight is right here, you want to save it for when you're actually in a fight, as a general rule. So I wouldn't have amped there. Okay, you also land directly into a grav. That's not really your fault. It's kind of like you were already basically midair. It's whatever. But the amp here might have been able to save your soldier. Probably not. But maybe. He might have actually lived there if you'd had amp. The dragon comes right through the wall here and murders your face. You're very dead now. Once again, can't be omniscient. That's fine. Not a big deal.
We will win if we maintain our momentum.
Rocket barrage incoming.
Time for a remake.
Looks like your team is taking this dub. So, yeah, it's over. Okay, so main things to think about. You need to be engaging onto the back line, not the front line. So when they're pushing across, you need to be going onto their back line. You need to be like waiting for cooldowns if you're going to get on somebody, especially if you're pushing the front line. You can do that. You just need to wait for a cooldown or something and then go on somebody, or make sure you're not alone and go on somebody. Like support somebody else who's going on somebody. But if you want to engage alone, which you very likely do, then you want to go onto the back line, not the front line. So like when they're walking across you left to right, you go left, not right, because right they will all walk into you. Left you will walk behind them, or catch a straggler or something. So you want to look for those opportunities where people are really out of position. Like their Junkrat was regularly out of position, like really, really far away from everybody, and you can boop him away and kill him and 1v1 him, and that's really easy for you. It's really, I think Junkrat is one of the easiest characters to 1v1 if you catch him in the open, like their Junkrat was regularly in the open, just begging to be killed. So like you can do that pretty easily as Lucio, I think. So just stay on walls so you don't get caught by the trap, and he can't direct impact you as easily. Like I think you're a pretty hard Junkrat counter as Lucio usually. Same with the McCree. The McCree was occasionally out of position, and you could punish that. You just got to be really careful about the bomb. You have to wait for him to waste that, or have a teammate with you or something. But you can punish that as well. But you did a pretty good job chasing down respawns, or not chasing down respawns, chasing down staggers before the respawns was pretty good. You got to be careful about overextending there, but you did a pretty good job of pushing up and taking space between fights. I need to see you booping people off high ground, like to make them feed, like on that bridge. That's a really good spot to do that. You did do it once, which was really nice, but look for more opportunities to do it. They are there if you can create them. Also, yeah, so just making sure that you're dealing damage to shields when you're or to anything. Like make sure you're basically always shooting. Even if you're missing, you should be shooting. Just spam is pretty important for Lucio for both building ult charge and also just dealing damage is good. So you're doing a much better job wall riding than you used to be by a lot. I can definitely tell that you've come a long way in that regard as far as wall riding, especially wall riding during combat, but just in general wall riding. You've come a long way. Your ults were pretty good. I understood why you did both of them. One of them, your whole team was critical, and you saved it and won the fight. You fed immediately after, but that's fine because your ult won the fight. Like that was 100% you. You were the reason your team won that fight. The other one, I understand why you did it. You were in a grav, and a lot of people, they think, oh, grav, immediately ult. You need to have a bit more of a reason to ult. Like you need to be like, did they just waste this grav like a dummy? They did. They were 2v4. So you need to be paying attention to how much team damage your team is taking and how much damage you're taking, and you need to be keeping track of, am I 1v4? Am I 2v4? Am I 4v2? Like what's going on here? You need to be aware of how many people you're fighting. That was a 2v4. So you used your ult immediately, you were full HP, you took like 0 damage during the whole grav. And you didn't wait to find out. So when there's a grav, you almost always wait at least 1 to 2 seconds. Because the enemy needs to go, oh wait, there's a grav, and then they all like turn and look at you, and then you ult. You don't just ult, and then your ult starts to tick down, and then they all look at you when your ult's already half gone. Like and the best way to get damage out of your ult, as I said before, is you make your team take, like ideally your ult hits when they hit half HP, and then you heal them back up, and then they take that damage again. So like that's how you get the most out of your ult, and you want to be looking for that. So make sure that you're not using it too early. So yeah, that ult was not great, but I understand why you did it. It was okay, but ultimately in the end it was unnecessary. Um, Other than that, you did pretty well. I think I would have had a lot more to say in a game that your team struggled a lot more in, or it was close. But this wasn't bad. You did pretty well. You just gotta look for 1v1s and take them. Get on the back line and go on people who are wasting their abilities. Focus supports a lot more. I don't think I saw you focus a single support the whole game. Like you didn't ever jump the back line and get on the supports. You only ever jumped people if your team was already on them or if they were basically feeding their brains out. Like they came to you. Like you didn't ever really just go to their back line and like wreak havoc. So I would try to do that a little more. Okay, but I'm gonna end it here.